Hello everyone. Normally I start off my videos with a taste test, but today my purpose and main goal is to discover which tastes better. Ground beef that I bought from the grocery store this morning, or beef from a farm from cattle that were raised only with pasture. No grains, pasture raised cattle. We're going to do this scientifically. I don't want to put them in the same frying pan. I'm going to wrap them in tin foil and we're going to steam them in the Instant Pot. I'm going to use a scale to weigh the beef so that the proportions are going to be exactly the same. I'm going to use a measuring spoon for the salt I'm going to be putting into it so that everything's going to be on equal playing field. The only difference is going to be one is pasture raised beef and the other one is beef that we buy in our grocery stores. Let's see which is better. What's your money on? Okay, we're ready to start this experiment. Now, I was trying to think of ways that I could do this to make sure that everything's equal. Now, if I fried them in the frying pan, then do I have to do one at a time? Then you have to worry about, okay, then you got to clean the pan, two separate pans. And then I remembered an episode of Man vs. Food. I think it was in Cincinnati, I can't remember. But it was somewhere where we had a hamburger. It was a cheeseburger, and the hamburger was steamed. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Instant Pot. I used a scale so that I don't normally use this to weigh meat. I use it for something else. That's why it's a little bit sticky, and I'll just leave it at that. But here is the pasture raised cattle beef. Let's get a good look at it. I measured 4 ounces. So that's 4 ounces of the pasture raised beef. Say that 5 times real fast. And this is a store-bought beef. Right away, you can see a difference in the density between the two. So I would say because there's more in this, that this is going to be fattier. That's probably lighter, but we're going to see. Now, whenever I cook hamburgers, I'm not one to put eggs in it or pepper and onion seasoning mix and all kinds of other stuff. What am I moving my hands for? You can see my shadow of my hands moving. There's nobody here. I talk with my hands for some strange reason. The only thing that I put in my hamburger is salt. It's sometimes shaved butter that I've frozen to put in it. I got that trick from Gordon Ramsay. So what I'm going to do, my hands are clean, and I'm going to wash my hands between each one. I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in each one. That's it. That actually seems like a little bit too much, but we're not going to worry about it. 1/4 teaspoon of salt in. Then we're going to mix them up. Let's make sure that salt's all. I'm going to use my left hand on one and my right hand on this one. We've got 2 plates, different colors for the taste test. Actually, when I form the patty, I'm going to have to use both hands. So here, let's just do that right. Make sure that salt's all incorporated. And I've got pieces of tin foil that I'm going to wrap them in. So here, we're going to make sure that the patties are the same size. We're going to use the yellow plate here. That's the store-bought beef. And then now let me wash my hands. I'll pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hands are washed. Let's mix this one up. Make sure we get all the meat. I can tell you from the feel of it, the texture is totally different between the two. Want to make sure that the thickness is the same. Here's the patty. So this is the store-bought one on my right hand, and this is the pasture-raised beef in my left hand. Right hand is the store-bought. We're going to put the store-bought one there. Here's the pasture-raised beef right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that up in tin foil so that there's no cross-contamination. Now we want the tin foil to look different on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist this one, and the other one I'm just going to fold. So I'm going to put this little twisty. That's the pasture-raised beef. This is the one from the store. You can already tell the density is different, right? The thickness is the same, but look how big the patty is. And that's only 4 ounces. That's 4 ounces. So that tells me right away there's something funky going on with the store-bought meat compared to the other one. So this one I'm just going to fold over. I'm going to put them in an Instant Pot to show you what we have here. So I've got a cup of water. I'm going to put one there. Remember, the one with these twisties is the pasture raised, and the one folded up is from the store. I've got the Instant Pot all ready. I'm going to put the sealer on it, and I'm going to cook this. This isn't a lesson about the Instant Pot, but I'm going to cook these for 10 minutes. I'm going to let them naturally release for 5. Let's hit that timer, get them started. Now this gets both hamburgers on a level playing field. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put the store-bought, we'll give those a plate of rinse. It looks like some salt came on them, so we'll make sure they're cleared off. This is an old Tupperware. This thing is about 40 years old. No, not that old. Probably about 30 years old. But that's been around for a while. It's one of the things I got in my divorce settlement. So anyway, we're going to put the store-bought one on this, and we're going to put the pasture-raised beef on that one. Stay tuned. We'll be back when it's done. I'm not going to put a bun on them. I'm not going to use ketchup. I'm not going to use mayonnaise. This is all about the beef, folks. Where's the beef? We're going to find out which one's better. Stay tuned.
Okay, folks, 10 minutes is up and the natural release is done. Let's crack that lid and we'll take the pasture raised beef one out first and get that on the plate. There we go. Now we're going to get the store-bought one and bring that one out. And then let's get that tin foil off of there. There we go. Look at that. Want to make sure that we don't burn ourselves when we're handling the tin foil. And we got to take the temperature. Want to make sure that it's at least 160 degrees. There we go. We're good, folks. 160 degrees. I know you couldn't see it there, but it's definitely 160. Let's put that tin foil in the Instant Pot with all the grease. This one I'm going to burn my hand on. You'll see it in a second. Recoil. Ouch, that was hot. It's because I twisted the ends of that one to distinguish between the two of them. We didn't want to mix those up. I can tell you right away from an appearance, look how that one is glistening. And the one from the store, it just looks like a piece of rock. And as I stuck the meat thermometer in, it it just floated in. The other one was more dense. I'm showing you there as an example. When I put it in, you could actually feel the resistance. The one for the pasture raised beef, it was like I was putting it in a marshmallow. That's how soft it was. Let's get that tin foil out of there. We're going to get this cleaned up and we're going to do the taste test. So stay tuned and we'll be right back for a taste test. We're going to find out which is better, pasture raised or store bought. Stay tuned.
Okay, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, this video is going to come with some bonus footage. It'll be called an outtake. And it's the moment I realized when I sat down here to do the taste test that when I turned off the Instant Pot and that whole second clip or last clips that you just saw after the hamburger was done, I forgot to turn this microphone on. So that means I'm going to have to voice over, and you'll see at the end the bonus footage of my realization, oh, my microphone's not on. So stay tuned for that. But first, we've already showed you what it looks like. So this is the one from the store. So we're going to go in now and test that. So this is done in the Instant Pot, steamed, cooked the same way. Tastes like the same chewy ground beef I'm used to. You know what? I'm going to get a glass of water. Stand by. Because if you're going to do this, you got to cleanse your palate. Normal ground beef. But it's very chewy. 1 second for the water. Cleanse the palate. Be right back. Okay, folks, water. Here's the hamburger. Pasture raised. Whoa. It's less dense. Thicker. Oh, this is night and day. The meat's just breaking apart. There is no comparison. That is unbelievable. You can taste the difference. And I'll tell you, this was already at a disadvantage because it was frozen. What they do, so this came from my daughter's farm. Her and her husband have a farm called Our Hideaway Homestead in Nova Scotia. And they raise cattle, all pasture raised with love on the farm. And every year they would sell beef packets. They have them butchered and sell the beef, and it's sold out normally the same day it goes on sale. And I haven't really been buying any because I don't include beef. I might have a hamburger at a restaurant or a fast food place once in a while, but I would never buy beef and cook hamburgers at home because I've eliminated a lot of that from my diet. But I can tell you the difference is night and day. Pasture raised beef is better than beef from the store. I wouldn't even put it on the same comparison. This would be like a sirloin or a beef tenderloin compared to a round steak. That's what the difference is between the two. Delicious. And the only seasonings on this is salt. So I'm going to eat this up. If you like this, please like this video. And I'd encourage you to subscribe. Check out my playlist for lots of recipes, food reviews, everything fun. But now stay tuned for the outtakes. Jamie, signing off. Cue the outtake.